Hi all and welcome to episode number 6 of the Scotch podcast. Today I'm with Miss Reid and Miss Lorendi, or Agatha Christie and Amelia Earhart. So welcome on the show, Amelia and Agatha, and introduce yourself.
Oh, well, thank you so much for having us on, Seb. Look, it's just an absolute pleasure to be here. Apparently, I went missing in 1939 after my great voyage across the Atlantic as the first female pilot. However, I have actually been hanging out in Littlewood Library this entire time. But I also do go under the guise of Mrs. Lorendi, and I am the librarian here, one of the amazing librarians here at Scotch College. And this is our biggest week of the year, Book Week 2023.
Hello, I'm Agatha Christie, known as Mrs. Reid. Now, yes, I've actually been spending a lot of time planning some murders and what have you. I've also, I went missing for a while. Did you know that? Well,
No, I did not know that.
I went missing for a while, and my husband was looking for me everywhere, but he did find me in the end. But nobody knows where I went.
Were you only missing for your husband, or was it for other
No, it
people
was
in
for
the public?
others, actually. I think I went off doing some crime writing.
Brilliant,
Anyway, there we
brilliant.
are.
Undercover.
So when you're hiding from your husband and you've been away since 1930 away on the oceans around the world, why do you settle on the library? What makes the Scotch Library so important?
Look, honestly, could you think of a better place on earth to be missing? In fact, many students will identify this in their private studies. Maybe not private studies.
Maybe not private studies. We clocked you, by the way. Anyway.
You know who you are.
Yeah, okay, moving on now. On to Book Week. What's the theme this year, and why is Book Week so important for Australians?
Goodness.
Oh,
Would you like to
wow.
address that
I
first,
was gonna
Agatha?
say, yes, certainly.
Please.
Actually, it's called, our theme is Read, Grow, Inspire.
Amazing.
Amazing. So, it's all about
Well, and the
reading,
reason...
growing and inspiring.
Yes, well, look, Book Week has been going... Actually, I don't know how many years. We must do some research on that,
must do that,
Agatha.
actually, yeah.
Please attend to that on your typewriter. But look, it's by the Children's Book Council of Australia, and it's just a fantastic commencement of... First of all, they announced their shortlisted Best Fiction and Non-Fiction of the Year, and then it all culminates in Book Week, where they announce the winners in every category. And it's just a really great way to come together and celebrate books. And so, of course, for libraries, that's incredibly important. And this is our inaugural dress-up day on Torrens Park. We know that Mitcham campus have been doing it ever since time began.
I'm just going to add something.
Add something, please.
I'm just going to say that all the books that have been nominated or honoured actually are in our library. So if you do need to come and pick one up at some point,
We wouldn't
then
dream
please
of not
do.
having them.
And we've read some of them too, so just to let you know.
And why, when we're talking about books, what makes books so important? Why don't I just go on the laptop and Google something? Why read a book when I could find it out 10 times as quick on a laptop?
Look, I enjoy streaming services. I enjoy all those other distractions in life. But losing yourself in a book allows you to put your own experiences and imagination and imagery into words that have been craftily created by people like Agatha.
Absolutely. It sort of takes you somewhere else, you know?
Absolutely.
On imagination,
And
on perspective.
It's like magic happens.
Look, and don't get us wrong, it doesn't happen with every single book. You must connect with your book.
Certainly must.
You
yes.
must connect
But I
with
must
your
just
book.
say, the Agatha Christie books are very good indeed.
They are quite popular.
Thank you, Agatha, for talking up the Agatha Christie
yourself
book.
up there, Agatha.
Just plug that one.
And when you talk about books, what makes a good book compared to a not so good book?
Look,
Something
that's...
that has a beginning, middle, and an end. I'd
Oh,
say.
totally. But also, it has to connect with you personally. We're all very different. We all have different tastes, different experiences. I personally love a gritty contemporary fiction.
Absolutely, and I really, I'm not sure whether you're aware of this, I love a good old murder mystery.
So when we're trying to find books that connect with ourselves, that we
Yes.
can be able to relate and then branch out back into the world when we're pondering in deep thought, what makes the Scotch Library such a place where we can connect as a community?
Oh, my goodness. Because we're more than books, aren't we?
We are in the library.
And how are we more than books?
We're a hub of activity, of a welcoming space, of an ever-changing space. We want to be inclusive of everyone. We've fought hard to have that, haven't we?
We certainly have.
We take pride in our library. We love reinventing the space, moving things around.
And what really makes our library as well is the fact that the students are there and support us as well.
Lovely,
Yes,
Agatha.
thank you.
Lovely sentiments.
Thank you. It's true.
So,
It's beautiful.
Agatha, when you're talking about creating this culture and this hub of well-being, positivity within a library, what are some ways that our librarians are able to showcase that off to the students?
Oh, goodness gracious.
A
that's
welcoming
lot.
smile, a
Yes.
hello every day.
Hello. I mean, you must get that when you come into the library.
Absolutely.
There's always a smile, there's always good morning, how are you?
There's a megaphone.
Yeah,
Yes, there is a megaphone.
That's brilliant.
I even choose to go to the library instead of the Year 12 common room.
Just for that.
You see,
Said,
all
that's
the time.
unreal.
but
Yeah.
can I ask you that? You
Right
come
back
to
at
us.
you.
Yeah, you come
Agatha's
to us.
doing research.
Why do you come to us? Why do you come to us?
Because I feel like the library is a good place for one, if I want to get work done.
Yeah.
I can have a
Great,
space where I
great.
can settle, get work done quite.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I also find that if I walk around the corner from that place, I can just lose myself in the maze of the library and I can try to find books. I can see what I like, and if I want a picture book or if I want a longer book, or if I want to walk around to the other side of the library as well, around the other corner, then I can have a chat,
Break
have a
out.
coffee, break out,
Communicate.
watch a
It's
bit of
always
telly,
warm, well lit.
Put the VR headsets on. I feel like the diversity and the different things we can do in
Love
the library
this.
is amazing, and
Yeah,
I could
love
spend
it.
all
Thank
day
you.
in there.
That's brilliant.
Great.
Good
You don't need
answer.
us here, Seb. This is fabulous.
And Amelia, what would you say are some of the big learnings that you've learnt being a librarian?
Oh, my goodness.
Because you've been doing this for a long time, since
Yes, thanks very much.
1939.
Well, I mean, obviously not as Amelia. You haven't clocked that yet. That's
Yes.
my big reveal is today. But honestly, it's about relationships. Totally. Unless you have relationships, good, positive relationships with people, they're not going to approach you to ask about what resourcing we have. And that's 100%, I back that every time.
Definitely.
Providing a really comfortable, inviting space that we all feel like we want to be in. Creating a really home-like environment. And a good team. So important to
So
have a good
important
team.
to have a good team.
Agatha's brilliant, obviously,
Yes,
and our lovely
Amelia, now that I've
our
found
lovely
her.
new member, Frida, today, Frida
Frida
Carlo,
Kahlo.
who couldn't be sadly here, but she will be in the library later on.
So pop by.
Yes.
And do you think it's rewarding when, as librarians, that students come in every day, and it's the students that you may not see, and they just sort of hide around, they do their own thing, and then after all, you start to build up a relationship, and you start to say hello every day, and they come and see you, and it's like, oh, can you help me find this book, and can you help me do this?
Absolutely.
And over the years and years, from 7 to 12, you develop this
To
relationship.
watch them grow and
absolutely.
develop and thrive is just the biggest highlight
I'm very
of working in a
passionate
library.
as a librarian myself. And as Agatha. That we give the kids everything they absolutely need, the students everything they absolutely need. And I'm very, very passionate about helping them with reading and helping them find the resources that they need, and them coming to us at the end of the day and saying, my goodness gracious, I've completely smashed this out, this comparative that I've done.
very
Thank
rewarding.
you to you. Thank you to you.
Very rewarding.
So we've got to have a little bit of nous to help with all sorts of different things in the library.
So do you think it's that rewarding factor, that sense of community, where you're able to build up this relationships with students, to feel like a team with the students and with yourselves, and then you're building the sense of community, the relationships,
Yeah.
and then overall, when something great does happen, you get that rewarding feeling, and that's what
Absolutely.
makes you come back every single
it's
day.
a partnership.
Absolutely.
It wouldn't
Yeah.
work without all of that. Those
Yeah.
factors are
And would you
key.
think that would be the overarching purpose of being a librarian, is seeing this rewarding sort of relationship and the cycle of
Oh my
students growing?
goodness.
That's what works.
Absolutely.
That's what works.
Yes.
It's fabulous.
Awesome. So I've got some fun
Tricky
questions.
Love it. Love it.
Some
Let's
fun
go.
questions to finish with
Amelia's
Amelia and
ready.
Agatha. So if you could be a character from any book, gosh, who would it be?
Ooh, naughty little son.
And you can't say yourselves.
Oh, no. I was going to say, for me, this sounds terrible, but I quite like Matilda.
Yes,
'Cause
yes,
she's
yes,
such
yes.
a-
A little bit edgy.
Yeah, she's such a little cutie as well, and she's got just go in there.
I think
do you know
I'm
what I mean?
thinking I'm going to go with
Girl
something a little
power.
quirky.
You go quirky.
Go along with the hiding theme of Where's Wally?
Oh, where's
Oh,
Wally?
yeah,
Where's
just, you
Wally?
know.
Anybody know?
Yeah, has anyone seen a Where's Wally today?
I don't mind that. A little bit of just slipping in and
Slipping out.
And a pivotal part of being a librarian is books and book returns as well.
yes.
Come
go
on, Agatha, you're losing
Put
yourself.
it together.
Put it together for the camera.
I think I might need some arsenic. Hang on.
Absolutely.
So all have notorious people that just don't return books. We all have them in the library. But
don't sadden me.
what's worse than
Don't
that
sadden me.
is the people that have the most creative excuses in why they did not return books.
No, that's the best. I love that.
And what is
Creativity.
what is the best creative story
Look,
we've heard?
we've definitely had the chewed up books
Chewed up
from the
books from the
dogs and the
dogs.
puppies. Loved it. We've had all sorts. Soup dripped on them. We've had. I can't think of anything. Things found in books are even more exciting.
Oh, they
The
are.
things that we found in
And
books.
what
We
have you-
started a collection. You've got amazing photos,
Yeah, we've had
personalised bookmarks.
bookmarks. Yeah, there's been a few little.
I've even had one of those eyelash curlers
Yeah. Oh yes. I
used as a
remember
bookmark. That was
actually.
nice.
Yes.
Um,
Some food stuck together in pages, which is really great. rewarding.
So that sort of tells the
Absolutely.
story of the book, which is lovely. The journey it's been on, you know. It's curled an eyelash or two.
And if the library had a mascot,
Oh.
what would the library mascot
We
be?
have one anyway, and it's an owl.
An owl.
An owl.
It has to be.
And why an owl?
Intelligent.
Intelligent.
Their heads turn
wise.
around. Their heads can turn
Oh,
around.
very
On a swivel.
So you can actually see what's going on all around you in the library.
From wherever you stand. as
Large
well.
eyes.
Absolutely. Large eyes.
Wise.
Absolutely.
Wise.
And cuddly.
And do you think the owl would reflect both yourselves, like together?
Wisdom.
Definitely wisdom.
Wisdom.
Certainly.
Also lovely brown hues, which is plumage is nice. Anyway.
And what would you say would be the best book to movie adaptation?
Oh, I didn't. Research. Well, you see, I hesitate with that
Yeah, me
because
too.
if I have loved a book, I actually resist seeing the movie.
Although
We didn't mind
we didn't
where
mind.
the crawdads sing.
And we went together as one for that one, and it was very.
See
good
the mind
indeed.
reading there?
Yeah, we see how we did that. That was a good one. Where the crawdads.
That's
sing.
just
a good
hanging out
book. I
together
just
since
love that one.
1939.
Yes, and I don't think I was missing then anyway.
No.
Carry on.
And what? So, the library and book week, and as you said, this is the biggest week. What is the one thing that makes book week so special?
Just because the focus is on library and books in general, and it's a celebration of books, and I think it just gets people back into focusing. And even when it's, I guess we haven't really done the dress-ups before, but at least you do kind of reflect on what books you've enjoyed and what
Yeah.
characters you'd like to take out of that, and that's really nice.
Yeah.
So I'd like to thank you for coming on the podcast today for episode 6, Agatha and Amelia. It was really nice to talk about the sense of community that we can build in a library and overall the connections that can form between students growing up through the years and the help and then the reflection when they say, well, how good is it? Thank you, librarians, for helping me get this job done, and it means so much. And book week we found out so important because for myself as well, dressing up last week trying to work it out, I was like, what am I going to do? And I thought back to the books that I enjoyed as a kid, and I got to the Kaboom Kid, and the Kaboom Kid had a bit of an influence on my life. So today I thought I would make my plastic bat and put a helmet and the
You do
gloves on.
actually look good, David Warner.
Oh, thank you.
You've got a
Yeah,
different type
I've
of-
tried my best to be the best David Warner today. So
You
I've got,
have been actually.
got
You've got your sandpaper as well.
Oh God.
got my sandpaper here as well.
Hide that in your pocket well.
But yeah, anyways, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank
It was
you very
an
much.
absolute
Awesome.
honour. It was a pleasure, and it was
The
unreal.
honour is ours.
I was going to say,
yeah, the honour is ours.
Thank you very much indeed, and keep reading.
And kind regards.
And kind regards.
All the best.
Thank you.